very warm welcome to everybody, fellow MPs, which there are a few hiding there, although a few have already had to go to make speeches, lords, ladies and gentlemen, and very particular, of course, the Secretary of State, Michael Gove. I won't say I twisted his arm, actually it didn't take much doing at all. So thank you so much, because I'm sure you appreciate just how busy the Secretary of State is, and he's promised to stay listen to our opening speeches, which is really, really special, that he's not just coming in, making a speech and dashing away. So that is really very special for us. And what a wonderful turnout. Thank you so much for coming, because this is the first event of the Soil Sustainability Alliance. It's really a quite remarkable gathering of academics, representatives from NGO, policy sectors, representatives from food, farming, the countryside, land use, faith communities, foundations, banks, and of course parliamentarians. But we've all got one thing in common, haven't we? And it's soil. You could say soil is binding us together. And actually, I'm not surprised, because for me, soil is the stuff of life. It's as important as the air we breathe and the water we drink. But all of these three things are inextricably linked. Without healthy soils, we can't produce healthy food and sustainable food. It holds carbon, it helps our climate change mitigation, it cleans water, it holds water, it prevents flooding, and it's home to that magical world of creatures we don't hear enough about. Earthworms, nematodes, thrips, springtails, all those things I learned about at college. And it's simply not talked about enough. This is a biodiverse ecosystem, and it's been grossly underestimated for far too long, and that's why today is actually so special. In some parts of the country, I know we're going to hear about this from other people, just very briefly, it's estimated we've only got 100 harvests left. That's in the southeast, but actually some say it's only 60 harvests left before we can't produce any food, because our soils become so unproductive. And that actually not only affects the environment, it has a direct cost to the nation. And you know, when there are so many other things pressing on an MP, I know that lots of people say to me, you know, why have I become slightly obsessed with soil? Well, I grew up on a mixed farm, which I think that actually is the best form of farming. I've always been a keen organic farmer. I've had a career in reporting on farming, the environment, countryside and gardening. And that was before I had the honour of coming to this place. So soil's always been on my agenda, and I did vow that if I ever did get to this place, I would try to get subjects like soil a bit more attention. And as luck would have it, the opportunity arose when I joined the Environmental Audit Select Committee, and I managed to persuade the chairperson, Mary Cray, to do an inquiry into soil. And I can see one of our members of the committee right here, who, although he's a Scots nat, he really gets it about soil. John McNally, welcome. And unbelievably, we did this inquiry, and lots of the people on the committee said it was the most interesting inquiry they've done for a very long time. So that's what started it. Then we had a debate in Parliament on soil, and that was the first time the subject of soil had ever been discussed in Parliament. That's how exciting it gets. And on we went. And then by chance, I went to make a speech for the Ancient Tree Forum, and there's some members of the Ancient Tree Forum here today, so welcome. And that's where I met Neville Fay. And Neville is a great doer of things, and he's a great founder. He's founder of the Ancient Tree Forum, founder of the highly successful Tree Aid, and now founder of the Sustainable Soil Alliance. And this alliance brings together so many people who are interested in soil, many of whom, of course, have done great work already. Can't mention them all, but like particularly the Soil Association and Yoe Valley Farms. And our next event where I met Neville was at an event at Yoe Valley Farms, which was focused on the soil crisis. That was 1 year ago, less than a year ago actually, and from that spawned the idea to form this alliance. And with the 25-year environment plan in the making and us leaving the EU, we have an opportunity here to really influence our future land use and to give things like soil the attention they really deserve.